Our next reader is Greg Frost. You all know Greg and love Greg. Greg is the author of highly regarded novels that include Shatterbridge series, Shatterbridge and Lord Tophet from Del Rey, Fitcher's Brides from Tor, and the P.K. Dickian science fiction novel The Pure Cold Light, as well as 2 novels derived from the Celtic epic. Okay, I'm not even going to say it. It's Celtic.
Yeah.
Returning to print in ebook format and Bookview Cafe in winter 2015. You can pronounce the Celtic for us, Greg.
Let's do it.
You can. All right. Please welcome Gregory Frost.
He waits to someone calling, "Hello, are you there? I can hear you, I think." He doesn't answer directly, but studies the dark domed ceiling overhead, the polished walls of the small cell. How they are seemingly as shot with stars as the outside of the towers were. And these stars, these jewels, glow, casting what light there is in this space formed like a tiny cave, throwing the many conflicting shadows. A pallet lies beside him, maybe the same one as in his previous cell in the Queen's summer house. Beside it stands a stone seat like a toadstool grown out of the floor. Again comes the "hello." The voice is harsh, an old voice. Thomas turns over and sits up, finds that he still wears the bright clothes of the hunt, touches his throat and discovers that the jewels of obedience have been removed. He looks at the doorway of his cell, the same open arch as is duplicated everywhere. And as he stares, a hand emerges from the edge of it and waves back and forth. Has she given him his voice back? "Hello, hello," he tries. It comes out, it's barely a whisper. He coughs. "Ah, so you aren't my imagination. Should," he clears his throat loudly, "should I be? Well, most things are here." Thomas stands, stumbles the 2 steps to the doorway, anticipating the sharp burn through his neck even though the jewels are gone. Hesitatingly, he walks out of the cell and into a small central space. The hand belongs to an old man standing in the doorway of the cell beside his, identical to him. The man is shorter than Thomas, bearded, and covered with hair so thick it's almost a pelt. He looks like a woodwose. In the close space, he stinks like a wild man of the woods too, but he reaches out and Thomas offers his hand. The old man feels along his arm with both hands and pats at him, his chest, neck, face. The old man is blind. "Young," he says, "younger than I was when she took me. Still likes her pleasures then. Of course she does. And maybe you'll give her a child which none of the others has, nor I." He seems from his expression to be recollecting something fondly. "So, what do I call you?" "Tom, sir. Thomas Raymond de Esseldon." "Esseldon? I don't know that place, do I?" No. Probably after my time." By now, Thomas has taken in the circular space. 5 identical doorways circle it, 5 cells. There is no exit. How has he arrived here? But no wonder they removed his leash. Where can he go? He cannot pretend now that this is a temporary situation from which he'll escape. He's been removed from her court, her presence, permanently, thrown somehow into a sealed dungeon. Then he realizes the old man is waiting for him to say something. He asks, "What do I call you, sir?" "My name is Taliesin." Thomas blinks. There was a poet, Taliesin. People used to tell me I was like him because of the riddles that come out of me. "Riddles?" says the old man in some dismay. "Not poems?" "No, at least I don't think they're poems." "Well, then you're not like him at all. Taliesin is a bard, a poet, a seer, not a riddler." And he starts to recite. "The Cathraith men rise with the sun, circling their prince, the raider of cattle. Urien Oreged is he, the feast of princes in his charge, for warrior Urien is lord of all about him. Came the men of Prydain and their legions to Gwyn Istrat, valley where battles sweep, no field there nor tree to offer shelter, when the 2 sides clash." He pauses, tilts his head. "You declaim well, sir." "Well, of course I do. I'm Taliesin." Then his attention seems to drift. "I wonder how Owen Madeleine made out. He was Urion's son, you know." His pale, blank eyes shine. Probably very long ago, wasn't it? The way time flows here, all is dust before the verse is even sprung. Not knowing how to answer that, Thomas says, I've passed through Catrave once. Have you? On my way north. Who is king now? It's King David. Taliesin shakes his head. No notion of that name. Is he a good king? Do they compose verses about him? I don't. On his account I fought, and after I received land to farm. Taliesin claps him on the shoulder. Well, we must speak of everything. You'll tell me of the world passing by out there, because, as you can see, and I used to, we've nowhere to go. Time has devoured us, Thomas Rymore, and this oubliette is its gullet.
I acted in a couple of horror movies. The less said about them, the better, but they exist. Did some acting in college and in high school and things like that. And I've always, kind of always been insanely theatrical in a quiet, shy and retiring way, right? Right? Yeah. Nobody notices. Right. Yeah, right.